Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm happy to be here. My computer had some issues rebooting after I upgraded to the newest version of Ubuntu, so see how this goes. It's working okay now, but didn't want to a little while ago, but I'm happy to have the new version. I'm not real happy with the GUI, the way it's set up. It's kind of a little different, but we'll see how, time will tell. I've only been using it for a few minutes here, but I should know better than to upgrade anything when the day of the show, I should say. And just updated Reaper, my digital audio workstation too. So we got all sorts of stuff going on here. It could potentially go wrong during the show, so hopefully it won't. What did go wrong this weekend was the Raiders game. Once again, showing some offensive ineptitude, and defense not doing so great either. Steelers defense really shown, from what I understand from seeing the highlights. And I haven't seen AOC's stats yet. The throws I saw him make looked pretty darn good, just except for that interception, which looked awful, but hoping that's not going to be an issue this year. Young quarterbacks typically tend to throw a lot of interceptions, but I personally think he's an upgrade over Minshew. I mean, Minshew offers some stuff like mobility, which helps out, obviously, but I don't know. I don't know what the answer is at this point. They definitely need to start looking for a new offensive coordinator. That I do know. And the Max Crosby shoving thing, I got to investigate into that a little bit too. I briefly saw the video of that. I want to know what the heck's going on there. If you know anything about that, leave comments. Obviously Max is getting frustrated, and I don't know how much leeway you want to give him. He can't be putting his hands on any of the coaching staff or any staff, period. I don't like that. But I'd hate to lose Max Crosby, man. What a tremendous player. He's a generational defensive end right there. And something we're dearly hurting for since Kuntz is out and whatnot. And Tyree never turned into the player that we expected him to, so which I expect him to. He looked like a beast coming out of college, but another week coming. Looking forward to draft, I guess. I don't know. Just another season of turmoil, unfortunately. I was hoping AP would bring some stability, but he's not, and that's awful, Let's see, what else? Late happy birthday to Sammy Hagar. I know there are a few more. There's a ton of stuff going on out there, and I'm going to miss a ton of stuff. AEW got their Warner Brothers deal, and it looks like they're going to be streaming pay-per-views on Max, if I'm not mistaken. Recently, this kind of befuddles me. Recently, Tony Khan said in a press conference or scrum or whatever you want to call it, that a large chunk of their revenue came from pay-per-views. So now that they're going to be streaming them on on Max, where does that stand for AEW making money? They're already hemorrhaging money, which is not good, obviously. A way too big of a roster, offer way too many bloated salaries, and just all around poor booking and poor business decisions are really tanking AEW right now. Excuse me. So where does this leave AEW's future? It kind of looks to me like that the Warner Brothers had Khan over a barrel and kind of did whatever they want to him, and on their end, the pay-per-views being streamed on Max is a good thing, obviously. On Warner Brothers' end, it does take away revenue from from AEW, but not everybody has Max. I don't. I have briefly. I got from my wife. What was it, like 2 years ago, I think, and we haven't had it since. So just isn't enough content on there to appeal to me. I like the DC stuff being up on there, but that was probably the only appeal for me, unfortunately. And they didn't even bring over all of the properties, intellectual properties, for DC. So I kind of missed out on that one too. Hey, I'm digging this new shirt. I like this. On clearance, $5. Tennessee. I can't complain at all. A lot of my new shirts I'm getting on ridiculously cheap $1, $5 thing. A lot of the ones I've been wearing on the show, to tell you the truth. What was that? Oh, AEW. So it'll be interesting to see what their cash flow looks like in the next few years, because I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. It's going to expose them to more viewers, which could lead to being a good thing. Could lead to being a bad thing too, unfortunately, because right now their product is awful. So we'll see what goes on there. I'd love to see any comments about Bryan Danielson. Are there any updates on his injury? Is it storyline? Is he really retired for good this time? What's going on? That match with Mox, they stretchered him out. Let's see, leading up to retirement at AEW. What a way to go out. What a brilliant wrestler, what a great wrestler, and deserves a lot more than being retired in a match with Moxley on AEW pay-per-view. Sorry. I didn't realize that Danielson was only 43 years old. I'm looking at his bio right now. He could have had a few more good. I hope this storyline. I hope he's not really hurt, but it doesn't look like he's doing that well. That sucks. I like Bryan Danielson a lot. I really do. Well, what else we got going on? WWE, we had SmackDown. Started off with Jimmy Uso coming to the ring. Roman joins him in the ring. Chance of yeet when Jimmy says that they need help. Roman says no yeet. They kind of end things that way. Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight. LA Knight wins. As far as I know, Hayes and Andrade are still tied, so they should continue that feud. We got other people in line for a crack at LA Knight. Let's see. Sorry, I couldn't read my notes there. Jakara Jackson and was that Lash Legend? Holy crap! I made their debut. Started walking to the ring. KO interrupts and goes to the ring. Cody comes out to confront him. RKO stops Cody. Cody punches KO. This leads out to RKO being laid out in the parking lot later on. Once we get through that foolishness, we get onto the women's match versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Jackson's huge. That's the one thing I got out of this. She is a big, and I don't mean obese. I mean just a big girl. Wow, not someone I would want to face. Wow. She even towered over Belair and Jade Cargill, who win the match. But interesting way to interject a brand new team. I think they're trying to jam as many things as possible into the stories here, because Raw is down to 2 hours. Thank you, God in heaven. They're just kind of throwing people wherever they can at this point. It's kind of chaotic. Let's see. Bianca Belair and Jade win. Nia and Tiffany come out to the ring with Naomi interrupting. Liv interrupts them with a Crown Jewel promo. They're promoting Crown Jewel, which is the next event, so I can do the Crown Jewel champion. I kind of get this. It brings a little bit of life to Nia, whatnot. They had Nia versus Naomi. Liv attacks Nia with the Money in the Bank case. Of course, that's going to cause some more dissension between Nia and Tiffany, because she probably thinks Tiffany attacked her, so on and so forth. Naomi eventually pins Nia, but there's no title exchange. This wasn't a title match. Rhea comes out and goes after Raquel. I think they're hoping that they're going to renew the Raquel versus Rhea rivalry. I don't think anyone cares about Raquel, unfortunately, at this moment. I hate to say that, but and she looks like a fish out of water, unfortunately. I like Raquel. I'm glad she's overcome her immune disorder. I hope that she can continue to prosper and continue to do well, because I think that she showed an absolute ton of potential, but she's not looking good out there right now. And with the botch at the PLE, she's kind of out there floundering. I don't like this. Let's see, and Rhea goes after Liv afterwards, all that. March 7th, match 7 next week with Carmella versus Andrade. Let's see, we had another promo from Motor City Machine Guns. So apparently it looks like Motor City Machine Guns are coming directly up to the main roster. This point where we showed KO beating down RKO outside, so we're gonna have a feud with KO versus RKO. I guess that tag team's over, huh? Jimmy Uso versus Solo is the main event. Solo wins. Bloodline beats down Jimmy. Roman with the save. Bloodline beats down both of them. So we had another beatdown of Roman and Jimmy. They're trying to get this version of Bloodline over so much, and it's just failing because Solo, they just see him as a dead duck. The fans are not interested in Solo, unfortunately, and it sucks. Let's talk about Raw. CM Punk starts out, goes out to the ring, and it's funny. I wrote down CM Pun, so I don't know. That was not intentional, but CM Punk goes out to the ring, gives a heartfelt promo. It's sad to see this Drew and CM Punk rivalry die, because it was so good, one of the best things in wrestling. And that match at why can't I remember the I keep wanting to say Blood Feud. The last PLE was just incredible. I mean, even Meltzer's giving a praise, which is amazing in and of itself. Just beautiful match. Beautiful feud, beautiful match. Just great wrestling. This is what wrestling should be. Is the whole CM Punk Drew McIntyre thing really great? You know, neither one of these guys at this stage of their career are great technicians either, and they put on a match that I wish guys like Will Ospreay and Ricochet would sit down and watch and dissect and take notes from. Not that I think they're bad wrestlers, but man, they could learn a lot more psychology from these guys, because these guys did not do any crazy Hurricane Ranas, 540 splashes, etc., but they put on what could possibly a candidate for match of the year, and just a good old-fashioned blood and guts match, and they killed it out there, you know, and you know, a lot of people could learn from that, because if you could combine the technical aspect with storytelling such as this, you could have tremendous things. I mean, that's what the guys like Shawn Michaels did, and etc., you know, Bret Hart, you know, Kurt Hennig. That's the things that they did. They had the incredible technical ability and knowledge and athletic ability, and they knew how to tell a story in the ring. And I want to see those days come back where, like I said, the guys like Ospreay and the guys like Ricochet, the guys like the high flyers would learn a little bit from this, because we got to get away from the whole flippity-dippity crap. And I love some stuff. If it works in a match, if it's done properly, and if the psychology is right, it's incredible. It elevates it to the next level. But, you got to build a foundation and tell a story like what Drew and Punk did. And if you can combine it with the technical ability, you've got something earth-shattering. But they didn't do anything crazy out there. They just told an amazing story and did a great job. Sorry, I don't mean to distract too much from Monday Night Raw, but excuse me. Seth comes out as Punk is leaving, kind of bitches out Punk in the ring. He gives him praise, but he also, there's a little bit of a stare down. He also tells him he's going to kick Punk's ass. So with kind of a backhanded praise going on, and it's hard because we got two baby faces there, obviously. So you got to be real careful with how you book that and what you do, because you could easily bury one of these guys by killing their momentum. And I'm a little bit worried. I know they're trying to jam with the 2-hour format. They're trying to jam as many people on television as humanly possible and get them their time that they deserve. But you gotta be real careful with this, because once Seth starts cutting a promo on Bronson Reed out there, Jey Uso comes out the ring. So you got three baby faces kind of interrupting each other. You gotta be real careful with that, because that could not end well. I get it. Raw roster's big. You were 3 hours. You're cutting down to 2, and you've got to figure out how to do it. And but it's a real fine line right there. It's a real fine line. It got a little muddled, a little messy, and a little chaotic there, and storytelling probably wasn't what it should have been. But we did end up with Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods, with Jey Uso winning. Woods won't slap Jay's hand, so we got more of a tease. We're trying to turn Xavier Woods heel. So it makes me wonder if this whole Final Testament thing, are they just going to be a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? Veteran WWE guys that feel like they've gotten the shaft kind of thing, and with Karrion Kross playing devil's advocate. That could be what we're trying to form here, because obviously Miz is very close to forming some kind of alliance with them. But like I said, Woods wouldn't slap Jay's hand, and then after that we have Braun Breaker coming out and spearing Jay, establishing himself once again as a heel. We kind of got a brief flash of Braun as a babyface, and I kind of liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the respect thing, but either way, Braun's good, and I think people are going to cheer for him either way. So I don't think this hurts either guy. I think it makes them both look stronger. Let's see. What do we have? Kofi for the save. Then Breaker drops him. The spear and spears Wood. So Breaker kind of takes all of them out. Next, we had the Donnybrook match with Pete Dunne and Sheamus. This was a fun match. You had all the silly props, the barrels and shillelaghs and all that crap. It was a fun match. This is a match, though, that should have been on the last pay-per-view. Why didn't they put this on last pay-per-view? This would have been, I think this is a match that belonged there, along with probably the Monsters Ball thing there with Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. These are matches that probably should have been on the pay-per-view. I get it. It's almost like trying to hotshot the main events of Raw and SmackDown, but you gotta save a little for the pay-per-views too. Either one of those matches, either the Donnybrook match or the Braun Strowman Bronson Reed match, would have fit in perfectly, I think, at the pay-per-view. Bad Blood, hey, that's what it's called. Just came to me just then. But we had that wasn't the main event. What am I saying? Where are we? I just completely lost my place. All right. We had Sheamus winning that. Shammy winning that, yeah. PFC versus Unholy Union. versus Valkyria, Natalia, Zelina Vega, and Kaden Carter. And Lyra and company win. And we had Sammy versus Gunther. Once again, another match that should have been a PLE match with Gunther winning with a rear naked chokehold. So, like I said, these should have all culminated at Bad Blood. I don't understand why they didn't. That's kind of silly, but it is kind of interesting though that were they kind of hot shining some things for the Crown Jewel? Almost like, feels like every year they have to shoehorn storylines into Crown Jewel and then get rid of them quick. Because almost like they start some stuff going towards Survivor Series, and then they go, oh crap, we got this stupid Saudi thing in the middle, which we make more money than WrestleMania off of. And then go back to regular programming as usual. I don't know. Not crazy about this PLE. I don't know. Like I said, not crazy about it. Excuse me. But they gotta make the money. So, the Crown Jewel belt, what is this thing gonna do? What is it gonna be for? If anything, it makes one of the brands look weaker. Because somebody's gonna have to lose to somebody. My guess is they're probably gonna do 50-50 booking and have like the like the Raw champion win over the SmackDown, then the women's will probably be the opposite of whatever they have going on there. So it's just silly. I mean, and Triple H, even when he was out there talking about it, looked like he didn't want to be doing it. So there's that, But hey, we're running low on time, unfortunately. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much. I'm glad that so far my computer has made it through this recording. So thank you for tuning in. If you get an opportunity, please go down to Trenton and check out Then and Now. We've got some merchandise on sale there. Tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. And, once, as always, thoughts and prayers going out to the victims of Helene and, what was the next one? Was it wow, my brain just, and the latest one, wow, was it Milton? Too many of these natural disasters happening all at once, but I'm glad to hear that my friends and family were safe in Florida and everything's good there, and I'm happy to hear that. Prayers and thoughts going out to all the other individuals that are affected by these hurricanes, and hopefully we can get the help out that you need, and hang in there. I guess the only thing I can say. I know it's tough, but you know how government works, and you know how sometimes there's red tape and whatnot to cut through without getting too political. Hopefully everybody gets what they need, and prayers and thoughts going out to the families who lost loved ones. It's so horrible, so horribly tragic, and I wish, I could do more, but unfortunately, with my limited resources, there's not a whole lot, unfortunately, I can do to help it out. But if you do have the resources, please do feel free to donate to a Red Cross or a legitimate organization that can help out. And thoughts and prayers going out there. Hopefully it wasn't. I can't even say it. I'm sorry. I said hopefully there wasn't too much damage, but there was, just catastrophic damage. So I can't even say that. But thoughts and prayers going out to Ukraine, out to Israel, and once again, as always, thank you for reaching out to the show. Thank you for watching the show. I wish I could get to everyone's request for items, but unfortunately, my time has been so valuable right now, and just been absolutely chaotic and crazy. And I'm sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring anybody. It's not that It's just that I possibly can't get to a lot of things. And thank you, everyone that watches the show, enjoys the show, for being patient. For if you have sent a request in, or if you want or how what's the word I'm looking for? If you are requesting some topic covered on the show or whatnot, I value everyone's opinion. I'm so grateful for the support of the show, and thank you. But unfortunately, it's just having a full-time job and having other businesses on the side is very time-consuming. And I hope to God that nobody takes that as a slant against them or anything. It's just there's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately. But I appreciate the heck out of everyone. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for supporting the show. It means everything to me. So check us out on Patreon, patreon.com. Do a search for Crushing Kayfabe, Crushing with a K, crushingkayfabe.com. Check us out on YouTube, check us out on Spotify, number of different resources that Amalgamate podcasts, whatnot, carry us. So check us out on there. And if you can spare $1 a month, check us out on Patreon. There have been some changes to Patreon. Now Apple's demanding a little bit more money. So if you listen through iTunes, and you are a Patreon subscriber, less of that money sees its way to the content provider and creator. So just keep that in mind. We have to obviously be carried through iTunes, but my podcast for some reason doesn't go through there, but I know there's a gateway to Patreon through iTunes, and some people do use that, but just be aware of that. And once again, as always, thank you for tuning into the show, and God bless. Thank you.